What's going on, guys? We're back again for another penguin video. Of course, the penguins. We always got to do the penguins because that's my deck. I trademark. No, I'm joking. But anyways, we're doing a decklist video. Been a little bit since I've done another decklist video, so I thought probably be a good idea to do another one because we've made a lot of changes, and I've made a lot of changes very recently. So we're gonna kind of go through them. So one thing is, I don't remember in the last video if we had this or not, but I did add Omni Dragon Brotar to the deck. I just kind of like its effect in general. It's not a water monster, so it doesn't sync up as well as I want it to in a lot of these scenarios, but it's not bad. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. If it was there when the monster was destroyed, or by hand, even if you banish it, pretty much, it's a special summoning thing that can let me also grab another card if I discard a different card. So it kind of works out in general. So I can kind of combo that in with like Note Penguin, discard Note Penguin, and grab another Penguin or something like that, or whatever. So it's not bad. It works for right now. I may or may not get rid of it. We make changes to this deck constantly anyways as it is, so it is what it is. 2 copies of Penguin Soldier, don't need to go through that. 2 copies of Note Penguin, Ash Blossoms, 2 copies of Polar Penguin, 2 copies of Penguin Ninja. I re-added Nightmare Penguin, and the reason why I re-added Nightmare Penguin because I don't have Puny Penguin in this deck anymore. I just kind of found in general that Puny Penguin wasn't really doing as much as I wanted in the deck for me as I would hope. And plus, I would rather do another card that has a flip effect anyways, so Nightmare Penguin being one of them is good. Also because I can target one just generic card my opponent controls and return it, which can pair up obviously with Note Penguin's ability. That works a little bit better in general, so Nightmare Penguin's back on the field, or back in the deck. Plus, all water monsters gain 200 attack, not terrible. I've added Warrior of Atlantis to grab Legendary Ocean. It's got 1900 attack. It's a water monster. It's an aqua as well, so it works out pretty well. Pyraith, the Ghost Pirate. It's a nice little card. Level 4. Has the ability for like if a face of water monster I control, except for Pyraith, is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in the graveyard, I can special summon it, but then I have to banish it once it leaves the field. If I do, it gains 100 attack for each water monster in your graveyard until the end of the next turn. So it's not bad in general. It's kind of there just for the special summoning abilities of it, so it kind of works out. At least for right now. Silent Sea Nettle is back in the deck as well right now. More special summoning stuff. If I need to shuffle cards back into my deck from my graveyard, it works for that as well. Nice level 4 monster. Tonola, don't have to talk much about Tonola. It's a very good card in this deck. You can send one card from your hand to your graveyard, then target one water monster in your graveyard. Send this card from the field to the graveyard, and then special summon that target. So that works with a lot of different monsters that are just water monsters, so it can work with any of my synchro monsters as well that I have in my grave already. So that works out really well. Plus, if I need to for some reason special summon onto the field Tremora, I can do that. Obviously, we have the copy of Tremora. You guys already know what Tremora does at this point. I don't need to explain it too much. But anyways, it's there also. Doom Kraken is back in the deck right now since I have now officially kind of 4 copies of Umi now in the deck, which we'll get to a little bit later. So in general, it's a very good card. If Umi's on the field, I can swap out one of my cards, bring out Doom Kraken, and then immediately destroy the target monster that I used with Doom Kraken, which works very well. Also, when an opponent declares an attack, I can return Doom Kraken back from my hand. Back to my hand and then negate the attack, so that works out really good as well. 2 copies of Electric Jellyfish. I'm kind of deciding if I want to have 2 copies of this in my deck right now. I'm leaning towards yes for right now, but I may switch that later. We'll kind of see. But you guys already know what it does. It works really well with Umi, obviously. I can special summon stuff by getting rid of an Umi if an Umi's already on my field and my opponent activates an effect or spell card. monster effect, spell card, or effect in general. While Umi is on the field, I can quick effect negate it. He gains 600 attack. Pretty simple. It's a nice card. Emperor Penguins, obviously one of the if not most important card, one of if not the most important cards in the deck in terms of penguins. Obviously, to be able to just immediately special summon 2 penguin monster from my deck to start up combos for synchro summoning, needed in the deck. I have 2 copies of it. Penguin Squire, obviously another important card. Very, very, very useful for just being able to special summon it by just setting a card and then immediately flipping that card to do anything else I need. So that works out good as well. I have 1 copy right now of Ocean Dragon Lord Kairyu-Shin, just because I have so many Umis in my deck now as compared to before. Each player can only control 1 face-up non-water monster. If a player controls 2 or more, they have to send some to the graveyard, so they can only control 1. During your main phase, you can add from your deck to your hand 1 Umi, 1 Kairyu-Shin spell or trap card, or 1 Sea Stealth spell or trap card. I can only use that effect once per turn. Very good card in general. Not necessarily attack-wise, it's the best, but it's good for kind of controlling the field a little bit more for myself. Obviously Gameciel's in this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Gameciel's still in this deck, obviously. Don't need to even explain that. Gameciel's a very good staple card. Raigeki, Harpy's Feather Duster, Monster Reborn. I have Terraforming now in this to help kind of get one of my one of my Umi cards. Triple Tactics Talent. I've had this in the last few renditions of this deck. It's just a very good card in general, because a lot of times I can bait people into using Ash and then immediately using Triple Tactics Talent to draw 2 anyways, so it kind of works out. Legendary Ocean. This actually really helps in this deck in general, because being able to reduce water monsters in both players' hands and on the field by 1, I can pretty much be able to normal summon Penguin Squire, normal summon Kairyu-Shin, normal summon Great Emperor Penguin already just as it is, so that's really big. So that kind of helps with certain things, but I do have to take into account the fact that now that my stuff's reduced level, it's going to be a little bit harder for me to do the basic combos that I used to be able to do. I have to kind of change up certain things if I have it on the field, obviously. 2 copies of Deep Sea City, pretty standard in this deck for me. Being able to put a different card on the top of my deck and then also be able to control the levels and stuff is very big for me to do synchro stuff. 3 copies of Royal Penguin Garden, 1 Sea Stealth 2, Rage of the Kairyu-Shin, just 1 copy of that. I still have the 1 copy of Soul and Luna. I got rid of the Book of Moon, the last copy of Book of Moon that I had in there. 2 Ice Barriers, 1 Infinite Impermanence, and 1 Sea Stealth Attack. And then real quick to the extra deck stuff. We're going to go to Coral Dragon, Penguin Brave, Glacial Beast, Narwhal, Gradle Dragon, White Aura Whale, Adamancipator Ryzen Dragite, Trishula, Ravenous Croco Dragon, Navy Dragon Mech, Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign, Chen Ying, Stealth Kraken, the 2 Stealth Kraken Spawns, Mistar Boy, and Marincess Coral Anemone. So I'm going to kind of do this a little bit different with this deck list. I'm going to go ahead and now go into some more of the combos and stuff I do in general with this deck if I have certain cards available to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the sample draws, and we're going to kind of see in general what we're going to be getting here, okay? So we're going to draw. So immediately right here I have 2 copies of Penguin Soldier, an Ice Barrier, Warrior of Atlantis, and a Royal Penguin Garden. Not a terrible hand. It could be better, but it's not terrible. So immediately what I can do with this is I can Warrior of Atlantis, immediately get Legendary Ocean. I can then Royal Penguin Garden into Emperor Penguin, since I already have the Legendary Ocean on the field right now as it is. Obviously, his level is already reduced to level 4, so I can immediately just regular summon him, pop his effect, get out, say, Penguin Squire, or get out Penguin Squire and Note Penguin is generally the combo I do to put Note Penguin in the grave immediately. So That way I can just have Note Penguin in the grave for when I activate other Penguin abilities. But anyways, I do that and then usually get Dragite right away afterwards. Just draw another card. Raigeki is fine too. So that's kind of one combo that you can do with this if you say get a card kind of similar to this, is be able to immediately bring out Dragite onto the field. Dragite's really good in general just to kind of stop like spell card stuff from happening. So that way you can kind of negate certain draws and stuff like that in general. So that definitely does help a lot. Plus it's a 3000 attack monster. It's, you know, it's going to be hard for certain monsters to get over essentially. So I think it works out. We're just going to do another sample draw. Polar Penguin, Ice Barrier, Omni Dragon, Feather Duster, and Penguin Squire. So this isn't a great hand to start off with. It kind of just depends on what turn I guess I'm going. If I went second, I can immediately Feather Duster to try to wipe out certain things here. Most likely my thing would be, I would actually probably Polar Penguin and put Ice Barrier in and then set Ice Barrier. So that way, if he attacks me, I have the potential to Ice Barrier him. He immediately goes to 0. Polar Penguin is then going to be just still on the field anyways, if I can keep him on the field. And if anything obviously random happens, I can always also go into Omni Dragon Brotar and get rid of Penguin Squire into the grave and then re-get either Emperor Penguin or a different penguin if I needed. So that's kind of an interesting combo that I could go with that. And I'll do one more sample draw just to kind of see what we're getting. Note Penguin, Legendary Ocean, Sea Stealth, Monster Reborn, Electric Jellyfish. This actually isn't a bad hand in general. So there's a couple things I can actually go and do here. So I can Legendary Ocean, Sea Stealth, Electric Jellyfish for the first monster bringing out, and then I can pop Electric Jellyfish, get rid of one of the deep seas, and immediately Note Penguin onto the field. So I can do that. If anything weird happens and he stops any of my stuff and destroys it, I have Monster Reborn to at least bring something back. Electric Jellyfish in general being on the field is going to be huge. Also having Sea Stealth attack in general is going to be very good as well. So that's pretty good there too. Another couple like just general combos and stuff that I've been kind of doing. Like I said, whenever possible, if you have the ability to bring out Dragite, I've kind of just been doing that. Just because it's a very good like starting card to have on the field to kind of help with dealing with a lot of spell cards or like cards that are just going to have like draw ability stuff in general, or like trap cards and stuff obviously as well. So it's a very good card to have. Obviously you can try to set up Penguin Brave if you need to. I tend to only set up Penguin Brave in very specific scenarios, so I don't always find that it's the best like starting move to do. So I'd kind of stay clear of doing that as a turn 1 if you can, unless there's nothing on the guy's field that's going to be a problem for it. You could also just Aura Whale immediately. If you're doing Aura Whale, I would say do an Aura Whale as a turn 2, so that way you can utilize its first effect, which is destroying obviously your opponent's attack position monsters and destroying all of them unless obviously otherwise stated by the other opponent's cards. And then also it can make 2 attacks and stuff also, and then obviously if it dies, you can banish a monster and stuff. This is a good setup, in my opinion, to get a lot of stuff in the grave, so that way you can bring out Sword Soul Chen Ying. Chen Ying has actually been a very, very good card for me lately. Being able to bring that out using cards like bring out Squire, or like, so for instance, comboing with Squire and Note Penguin, if I have a Deep Sea City, immediately adding 2 levels to Note Penguin or to Penguin Squire, and then bringing out Chen Ying is very, very big, because obviously it's a 3000 attack monster again. It's got a great ability to it, which you can see over here, with if this card would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish 1 card from your graveyard instead. And then if a card is banished, you can, except during the damage step, you can banish 1 card from each, 1 card each from both your opponent's field and graveyard, which is also a very good effect, and also gains 100 attack for each banished card, and your opponent loses, monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack, so that's always really good. So it's a really good card. If you can set up Aura Whale to kind of do a lot of like just resummoning if you need to, and then going into Chen Ying. That's kind of an interesting combo I've been able to do like once or twice. Tends to not happen as much as I want it to, but it's not bad. Obviously getting out Kairyu-Shin to be able to kind of help just mitigate certain things the other opponent can do is obviously a very big thing to do as well. Anytime using Tremora's ability to bring out Emperor Penguin is always going to be a very big thing as well. I always recommend, if possible, just being able to get out Emperor Penguin as soon as possible, just so that way you can just start doing a lot more comboing, or getting out Penguin Squire as fast as possible as well. Almost never, if Narwhal is the only thing you can summon, 9 times out of 10, do not use it. Only bring out Narwhal if you can bring it out compared with another water monster. That's kind of the only time you're ever, or just another monster in general. That's really the only time you're ever going to be able to utilize it very well. It's not a bad card, but you need to have another card with it on the field to be able to really utilize it. Gradle Dragon's another great combo to do as well, as like a turn 2 option. When this card is Synchro Summon, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of water monsters you used for the Synchro Summon. It works really well also with Legendary Ocean, because you have to obviously utilize more cards sometimes with this, having, like, for the ability of, like, say, I'm trying to think straight, sorry. Since obviously everything's reduced by 1, like, say, for instance, Note Penguin goes down to level 2, and, you know, something else goes to level 2, like Penguin Ninja or something that I have on the field. So, like, if I have those 2 cards on the field, and then I bring out Penguin Squire, well, that's obviously now a level 4, so now you can do a level 8 there, and now that's 3 monsters that are used for the special summon, or the synchro summon of it, so now you can use, obviously, more destroys and stuff with that ability of Gradle Dragon. Plus, Gradle Dragon's good in general. If something happens to it by battle or card effect, obviously you can target one other monster in your graveyard and special summon it, but its effects are negated. But you may or may not know, like, may or may not be a good card still to just bring on the field. Like, for instance, I could very well, for some reason, bring out, like, Chen Ying or something just to have a 3000 attack monster on the field. I don't know. You know, something weird like that. Or a whale or something like that. Obviously, Gamma Seal, I don't really, again, have to explain much. It's just there to just help mitigate certain things that the opponent's doing on the field, in general. Warrior of Atlantis is pretty much only going to ever be used for just bringing out a Legendary Ocean, so that's all you're going to be really doing with it. Sea Nettle is going to be very good with comboing for very certain things as well, like having Electric Jellyfish, Doom Kraken, or any other level 4s on the field to bring out Stealth Kraken, because that's obviously a very good combo. Stealth Kraken, if it dies, Stealth Kraken spawns. If they die, Stealth Kraken back on the field. Pretty much how that works. Mistar Boy is not bad either. I tend to use Mistar Boy more than Anemone, just because I can re-get a card from my grave to my hand. Marincess Anemone is not bad though, just because I can get another card onto my field from my graveyard with 1500 or less attack, so it's not bad. It works well comboing with Polar Penguin because it's special summon, and then I can immediately use its effect when special summoned to return a card from the field to the hand, so you can combo that and then into Anemone, or not Anemone, into Note Penguin, so kind of a cool thing to do. Rage of the Kairyu-Shin, again, not really much to say. I'll let you kind of read the effect. It's kind of more of a niche card, I feel like, sometimes for me to use, but it is there just in case. Is there anything else I'm really missing at the moment? Not really. I would say kind of those are the main combos I do. Some of the other cards I have in here are kind of more like very, very specific things that need to happen for me to really want to use them. Coral Dragon's kind of one of them. It's a nice level 6, obviously. Once per turn, I can discard a card and then target one card my opponent controls and then destroy it. If I need to do anything like that, obviously that's not bad. And then if it's obviously destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can draw a card, obviously. So that's pretty good in general. I wouldn't say it's the best card, but it's not bad. Nice thing about it too is it is a tuner, so I can use it to possibly combo into other stuff. So you can take that into account when deciding on if you want it in your deck or not. Anything else I'm missing? Trishula is a pretty awesome card in general. It takes 3 cards to be able to even summon it, but again, when it's synchro summoned, I can banish 1 card each from my opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. Very, very good. Just to kind of stall out and banish things, because not everything does very well when... Not all archetypes are very good when you start banishing their stuff, obviously, so... There's some decks that are good with it, but some aren't. So that can combo well, especially if for some reason you're still able to bring out Chen Ying. That's obviously good as well. Crocodragon's very, very niche as a card in general, but it does have the quick effect of discarding cards from your hand to target a card on the field and destroy it. Also, when it's synchro summoned, you can draw cards equal to the number of non-tuners used to summon it, so pretty good in that regard, but it is a kind of a niche card. Navy Dragon Mech is a very fun card as well. Being able to special summon it and then immediately being able to target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of tuners in my graveyard is a very good. And then I can negate their effects until the end of this turn. That's a pretty good card, especially if you're kind of setting up to kind of win that turn. That can be very, very good. Or just setting up to negate certain things to deny your opponent of being able to do stuff during your turn is very good as well. If this card is synchro summoned and is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 tuner monster and add it to your hand. That's pretty good as well. So with that being said, like I said, I wanted to kind of go a little bit more in depth with this video about kind of showing certain combos and stuff, or at least explaining certain combos to you that you can do. It's not a perfect system. I'm not the best at dueling, but this is at least some combos that I thought would be possible, would be pretty good for like people that are starting to get into the archetype to possibly do now. That can kind of help elevate their game a little bit. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop into some, probably just some casual for right now, and we'll see where things go. Alright. Trying to think what's the best. I'm going second. I was really wanting to. I want to go first. Nope, not allowed to go first. Not allowed. All day today is like no first for you. No first for you. Interesting first hand. Rage of the Kairyu-Shin, to be honest, is probably something I'm gonna just end up getting rid of in this deck. Probably. But we'll see. Does he already have a Divine Beast in his hand? Okay. Isn't it technically still a tribute summon though? So doesn't he still have to wait till next turn anyways to do it? Yeah. Okay. Unless he pops like a double summon here, I was gonna say. Okay, so that doesn't do anything during my turn, so I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna go ahead and just immediately pop Penguin Garden. He doesn't have anything in his hand. Perfect. Gonna go right into Emperor Penguin. Let's go ahead and do this. Reduce level of view. I'm going to... What do I want to do here? You know what? I have an idea. Emperor Penguin, pop no Penguin. No Penguins on the field. Into that. I'm just going to keep his level the same there. I'm going to activate his effect. Flip. Pop Emperor Penguin. grab you and you. This should be fine. Boom and boom. Pop your effect. Get rid of this. Pop you. Oh man, I could go into like Trishula. I could go into I'm not gonna go into that. So many choices. I'm gonna do Trishula. Into Trishula. Pop Trishula. Just gonna get rid of that. Get rid of a card in the hand. Guess I could do that into Anemone, but not really gonna do anything there. That's not gonna help me. He's gonna surrender, yeah. I kind of figured that was gonna happen. All right, let's see what we can do here. I have no idea what I'm in for. No, bad hand actually. Okay, so I can go into Tremora, into this, pop this into we're gonna do turn 1 Dragite is kind of what I'm thinking. It's probably the best solution at the moment. And then do Kragan? Why not? I'll take it. I'll take it. Turn 1 Kragan and Dragite in the same turns? Yeah, it's not bad, not bad. I have something for quick effect for targeting monsters, and I have something here. No. Bad. Sky Strikers. Bad. Stop that. He's still gonna do stuff. Okay, never mind. He's not. Never mind. All right, I'm going up against him again. Hey, I'm going first again. Let's go. I like the odd, like, there's how many people playing this game right now? And, like, the odds of me getting the same person, I feel like, is very high most of the time. Actually, not a bad hand again. I actually want to do this. Swap with this to go into grabbing. I mean, it's not. I don't really know what I want here. Honestly, a lot of these guys are fine. I guess the... let's grab the Emperor. Fuck it. It's fine. Alright, all this to re-get out Dragite again, turn 1. Alright, so what you got? What the fuck is this hand? What the like, what the actual fuck is this hand? Okay. Sure, why not? Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. I'm actually okay with that. Okay. Fair enough, yeah. I want him to use that fucking branded fusion, or the, yeah, oh no, the other thing, but he's just not. Fine, whatever. Let's do that. I didn't want to, but fuck it. Okay. Okay, so he definitely still has that. Okay. Interesting. Do I even want to pop this right now? Eh. Yeah, I kind of do. It works. Not terrible. Okay, I'm fine with me being on a fucking timer for this Swords Revealing Light. Because I have, like I said, having Dragonite in the having Dragite on the field is perfectly fine in this scenario. Oh yeah, I don't like that card. I know what one of your face downs are. Like, I know what you have. Okay. He's just gonna fucking... That's fine. That's perfectly fine with me. Let's do this. Alright, he's got one more turn. Okay. Perfect. like I said, swords are revealing light for me. I'm fine with you stalling on that. The other cards were my biggest concern here. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get another guy out. Do this. Pop Note Penguin. No, I don't need to do that. Note Penguin, Emperor Penguin, and let's do... no, you and you... And then now I'm gonna do that to get rid of that, and then I'm going to do... I could do that, but I'm not. Into Gradle. Pop Gradle. Destroy that. Destroy you. Into attack. And alright. It's got one card. One card to rule them all. Let's go. We're gonna find out what that card is. Watch it just be like a Raigeki. Oh, okay. He's just gonna let himself die. He surrendered. He didn't even let himself die. That's fine with me. I think that's a good one to end off on. So. Oh boy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's gonna be a lot of editing, that's for sure. But either way, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't know. I'm probably gonna do another deck list video eventually for this penguins, but I really have to like figure out anything more I want to do with the actual like deck list, like the next update to it. Because the thing is, like, in general, there hasn't been a lot of things I've wanted to like change about the deck. This is probably another like one of the bigger changes I've made, but like obviously you can like after a while, like, you know, it's getting further and further between like the deck list videos. That's why you're not seeing them as much, but it is what it is. I mean, it's still fun to use. We're gonna do plenty of more penguin stuff in terms of like casual matches, probably going back to doing some more ranked as well. I've been practicing in ranked again with penguins and having decent success. And then also I've got the other videos and stuff too. I started the G Golem series, so if you guys want to know about G Golems, I have that. If you guys want to know about Machina, I have that series. I gotta make another video for that, but that's neither here nor there. Like I said, hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and see you all in the next video. Peace out.